Alrighty then. We are about to start. It's a couple of minutes before 8 or a minute before 8. And I want to start this live stream a couple of minutes after 8 just to give people the chance to come on. As you see on screen, we'll start shortly. I hope everything is good. I hope we all are well. It is Friday Eve. Friday Eve, like in New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve. It's the end of the week. Tomorrow is Friday, and then it's off to the weekend. I hope you're all excited. I'm excited. I love weekends, and in fact, I love every day. We'll start this live stream. Excuse me. Weide-Market, your genuine wealth journey. On this channel, we talk about genuine wealth. Genuine wealth being the combination of finances, relationships, health, and control of your time. All of it revolving around your purpose. Let's get into it, shall we? Good evening and good Friday Eve, as in the end of the week, as in New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy this live stream where I want to talk about personal growth or personal development this evening. The title of this live stream, Start Doing Something for Yourself. Where does this come from? Well, I'll tell you a little secret. I rented a property from a millionaire that was way beyond retirement age. And we were having a braai. And on the day, we spoke about where I work and what I do and how things are going at work. By the way, if you're on here, just say, how's it? I'd love to hear from you. Say where you're from and what you're doing, and ask any question that you'd like along the way. So back to the story about the advice I received from this millionaire landlord of mine. He gave me he asked, do I enjoy my job? And we had a chat about that, and I was excited. I was at a new company at the time and so on. And then he said these words that stuck with me. It was, do something for yourself. Doesn't matter how much you enjoy your job or how much you enjoy being the owner of your business. Start doing something for yourself. This is such an important thing. And I saw a post by The Rock the other day, Dwayne Johnson, who said that don't work all day on someone else's dream and then go home and not work on your own dream. Obviously, there are times that you need to rest and you need to take a break so that you can recoup and recover but it is important that you work on your own dream. Now, if that own dream of yours is to be at home and be with the family and spend time with the family, then do that. But realize that your family only needs so much of your time. And spending time with your family is quality time. In other words, spending time with your family and watching Netflix or other TV programs is not quality time spent with your family. Time spent with your family is interacting, having conversations, and just playing or having a card game or whatever the case may be. Anyways, that's not the point of this podcast, of this live stream this evening. I wanted to share this with you quickly. On my channel, I invite you to go check out the rest of this channel where you'll find loads of content about money, starting investments, and genuine wealth. Like I said earlier, genuine wealth is about having abundance of finances, the abundance of quality relationships, the abundance of health, and the abundance of control over your time. So go check it out. What I wanted to show you as well is go check out the community posts. I spent some time doing sharing other polls and details about what is going on in the world of finances, at least from my perspective and in South Africa. So go check it out, take part in some of the polls that are there. I'd like to hear from you. Leave a comment, say how's it. I'd love to hear from you. Getting into what we're doing this evening, let me just stop sharing here. So what we are talking about this evening is personal growth, and I'd like to tell you a little story. You might know, you might not know that I used to be in the Navy doing my experiential training on board the SAS Drakensberg, and that was, excuse me, let me just answer here quickly. Some people want to know if the stream is live, so I just want to let them know. But anyway, so continuing on, I wanted to chat about things I learned when I was in the Navy and how being a protege and being an eternal student has given me the privilege of enjoying every day of becoming better than I was yesterday. So personal growth is obviously something that is important. But why am I talking about personal growth on a channel that focuses on finances and wealth? Well, it is important for you to grow and develop your identity. In other words, your internal belief of who you are, what you are allowed and capable of achieving, and what you deserve to, to do in life. So it is so important that not only to work towards a certain goal, but to realize that if you don't develop as a person, it is pointless to do all these activities. So Jim Rohn, who is the inventor or the author of setting SMART goals, SMART goals. So he used to say that becoming a millionaire is not the important thing. The important thing is the person you must become in order to become a millionaire. So you need to develop as a person. You need to develop your own understanding of how the world works, but more than that, your own understanding of who you are, what you bring to the world, and what you are capable of doing. So you can go through the motions and doing all these fantastic activities and reaching some of your goals even. But if you don't develop your personal belief, your internal belief of who you are, then you will soon come crushing down, and all of your goals and all of your effort and all of your activities would have been for nothing. So how's it for the one viewer? Welcome. I hope you find value. If you are new to the channel, say how's it. I'd like to hear from you. It's just you and me having a conversation for now. But what I'm getting at is you need to have somewhere where your anchor, all of your ideas, all of your decisions must be anchored at one specific thing. So earlier when I started this video, I shared this clip, and I just want to share it again. When we speak about genuine wealth, we speak about the abundance of finances, the abundance of quality relationships, the abundance of health, in other words, your mental, physical, and spiritual health, and the abundance of control over your time, in other words, your schedule. So you'll see in the middle of that, you have purpose. All of these things should be anchored in a purpose. For me, my purpose is to serve and glorify God. And this is so important for you to determine your own purpose and your own passion. Now, in last week's or 2 weeks back's live stream, I mentioned something called Ikigai. This is a Japanese phrase, and loosely translated, it means your reason for being. In other words, your purpose. While I talk, let me just find that, and I'll share that on screen quickly. So your Ikigai, or your purpose, is made up of different things. And these different things determine or are determined by how you look at the world. And let me share the screen quickly. Share that screen. So I hope you can see on screen now that there is this Venn diagram of the concept Ikigai. Now, Ikigai is made up of what you love to do, what you are good at, what you can get paid for, and what the world needs. So, stated in another way, in one sentence, what is missing from the world that makes your contribution to it unique? And you'll see where what you love and what you are good at intersects. That is where your passion is. Where what you are good at and what you can get paid for, that is where your profession sits. What you can get paid for and what the world needs is your vocation. Your vocation is the thing that makes you feel like you belong at an organization, in life, at a specific place. And this is where you really find the things that you can add value to. You'll see where what the world needs and what you love to do intersects is where your mission sits. So my mission is to be the best person or the best Yuri Weideman I can be. So obviously that sounds a little arrogant, but the fact remains is that if each one of us can work towards being the best we can be and add value to the world around us, the world will be a better place. Obviously, we need to do this with sympathy and empathy for the people around us. And we also need to apply a lot of patience and a lot of understanding and tolerance for other people's growth and path. So talking a little bit more about this Ikigai thing is your self-confidence comes from how well you understand who you are. And how you determine who you are and what is important to you is by answering these questions on a regular basis. What do you love doing? What are you good at? What can you get paid for? Because obviously you need to provide for your needs. You need to buy food somehow. You need to buy shelter somehow. And then looking at what the world needs is where you really can add value into the world. As the economy and as the world changes, obviously you want to step it up and become better at what you do and what you offer into the world. But it is so important that we are comfortable, satisfied, excited, and delighted about the things we do on a daily basis. Like I said earlier, and as you can see in the screen here as well, the Ikigai, your purpose, is what all of these things revolve around. So, if you can think about a bicycle and you think about how a bicycle has two round wheels, you'll note that the wheel needs to be round equally instead of having bumps or having corners. So, if you think about that as your wheel of life and combining that with the Ikigai circle or the Ikigai Venn diagram, then you need to balance each of these things to be able to have a round wheel of life. So if you only focus on what you get paid for, then you're obviously going to neglect what the world needs or what you love doing. Or maybe you can only focus on what you love to do, but then you don't necessarily develop the skills for what you can get paid for. Or you forget about what the world needs and fall behind on how the world develops and what comes next after that. By the way, I see I have two viewers online now. So thank you guys for joining. Feel free to say how's it in the chat. I'd love to hear from you, where you are from, and what you have on in mind, or if there's something you'd like to contribute to this discussion, you're more than welcome to do that. I'd love to, even if you think I'm being stupid, please say that and we can discuss that. But I think this is what we want to focus on. Something else I wanted to share with you this evening, let me close this, is a poem that meant a lot to me at some stage in my life, where a friend gave me this poem. It's called If by Rudyard Kipling. Now, I don't know if you've heard it before, but I am going to read it for you. And it made such an impact in my life that I a lot of the decisions I made in my life came from reading this poem. And it goes like this. I'll put it on screen so you don't have to look at the side of my head. Share screen. Share that screen. So, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give away to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on, there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Whoops, let's just sort that out. How's it? So that poem has made such a difference in my life in making decisions about who I am and what I want to achieve in life. I was brought up with the idea that everyone deserves respect. In the Bible, we learn that we should love even our enemies. But how do you do that? I read that Bob Proctor says that giving is universal law. If you have to think before you give, then you're not giving, you are trading. So this is such a powerful thing that if you truly want to be kind, if you truly want to give, it must actually cost you something, right? Without you expecting anything in return. Otherwise, you are setting up a trade agreement. You are setting up something that you expect something in return later. True kindness simply doesn't work like that. True kindness means that you go out and give without expecting anything in return. But how does this work in practice? Well, have you ever heard of karma? Karma is true kindness in practice. So how do you do this in practice? Well, first, you need to start on a journey and take one step at a time. Having the end goal in mind always will cause some frustration. But if you break it down in smaller steps, all you have to do is take the next step and take the next step after that, and then the next step after that. So if you keep on growing in that manner, taking one step at a time, like you saw on screen, this lady walking up the hill, you will get to the top of the hill by taking one step at a time. True kindness works in the same way. If you truly are being kind without expecting anything in return, then number one, you can never be disappointed because you didn't expect anything in return in the first place. And if you can live in that way where you keep on being kind wherever you go without expecting anything in return, then you can truly set yourself free from other people's likes on social media or other people's snide comments about you not knowing what you're doing. Or maybe you have a problem of public speaking and going live on YouTube like I'm doing now. And although I'm still nervous, I don't seek validation from other people about what I say. This is what I believe, and this is what my truth is. and someone else's truth is different to mine, and that's absolutely fine. I have no problem with anybody else's opinion, and I oftentimes understand other people's perspective and understanding of how the world works. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I need recognition or validation from anybody else, and nor should you. Did you know that you had a 400 trillion to 1 chance to be alive? Go Google it. I Googled it when I heard it the first time. You are a miracle, and there is no reason for you to stand back for anybody in life. Think about that for a second. So another thing I learned in my life is that no one person is an island, and we need people around us to be able to grasp opportunities or even find opportunities in the first place. This idea of the self-made man or the self-made millionaire or the self-made woman is a fallacy, because no one person reaches a certain level of achievement without having opportunities or coaches or mentors along the way. Even someone like the fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt, didn't get there just by himself. He had psychologists and doctors and coaches and all of these kind of people in his life to keep him accountable, but also to keep him strong and fit for as long as he did. Obviously, he had to have the right mindset. So to have a winner's mindset, you obviously have to have that in yourself and develop that in yourself. And this is where personal growth comes back. You can never outgrow your own identity. So if you have this lofty goal, that's fantastic. Break it down into smaller goals, but develop your mindset, develop your inner belief of who you are, so that you can take one step at a time and grow one step at a time towards whatever goal it is you want to achieve. Your personal growth along the journey is important. And this is why the journey is so important, so that you can learn every step of the way and become a better you. But realize that you were a miracle the day you were born. Every single day after that is a miracle. Celebrate and be grateful for the miracles in your life. Anyways, I think that's enough of my ranting for this evening. Thank you for the 1 or 2 people that came to join this live stream. Next week's video, I will be talking about my personal debt journey, personal debt, bad debt, and how I've been able to free myself. So I am currently financially free, and I wish and hope to help other people through this channel and through whatever other network I have available to help people with their personal finances to become financially free. Now, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm happy to report I'm not where I used to be. From here on forward, I am working towards financial independence. If you want to know what the difference is, check out next week's video. It'll probably go live. So it won't be a live stream, it'll be an uploaded video. We'll go live on Tuesday evening. So go check that out. Thanks for visiting. Thanks for joining this live stream. Whoever you are a miracle, and I want you to remember that. Go out and live your life one step at a time. Be blessed. Take care. I'll catch you on the flip side. Remember to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and visit me next week again. Take care. Be blessed. Cheers.